just wanna play, I wanna sing my song, I just wanna run and not be gone too long. 'Cause this time is precious still, I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream, no one's taken that from you, only you can see it through, just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside, look deep into your heart, and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream, you can put your life on hold, 'cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now, and then you'll find out how to keep dreaming.
Hello, Celebration Center, and welcome. My name is Stephanie Snow. I am on the board here at Celebration Center, and this morning I'm your host. If you're online, please say hi in the chat so we can appreciate your virtual presence. And I want to let you know this gathering is being recorded and will be available online. We have a wonderful service plan for you. Please join me in thanking our awesome tech crew who makes all this possible. And Arav is flying solo today without Ivor. Yay. Let me see. Oh, our guest speaker is Reverend Kathleen Sibley. And Lynn Hollyfield is our musical director, is offering our music today online. So, and I would like to have our first Lynn song. If you would like to stand and sing along, you can do that.
I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. When I start my day with love, when I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. When I start my day with peace, when I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. When I start my day with peace, when I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. When I start my day with joy, when I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. When I start my day with love, when I start my day with peace, when I start my day with joy, I feel that sweet release. When I start my day with love, when I start my day with peace, when I start my day with joy, I feel that sweet release. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love.
Thank you, Lynn. Love, joy, peace. I'll have that. I'll start my day with that. And now I would like to read our vision statement together. Our vision is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Let's breathe into that spiritual magnificence. Notice your breath. Watch it as it just happens. Allowing life This is happening all the time, hopefully, If you're alive, you're breathing. A reminder that we are connected in the air we breathe to everyone else. Animals, plants, fungi, protista, bacteria, all those kingdoms. This is called Living Without Fear, because that's our theme for this month and this week. How much better it would be if we could think as a child thinks, abandoning ourselves to the integrity of the miracle-working universe in which we live. If the warmth of the sun can melt an iceberg, why should it not follow that there must be something in us or operating through us that can dissolve any difficulty, remove any obstruction, or renew any human relationship that has been impaired? We should consciously practice having faith, just as we would practice to become a musician or an artist. We should do mental exercise to build up our acceptance of good. The process is simple enough, since it finally resolves itself into very simple affirmations of conviction. But there must be a persistency until finally old thought patterns melt and give way to new ones. And now for prayer. Today I cultivate the art of having faith. I affirm the reality of the divine presence in my life and deny everything that refutes it. As a child turns to its parents, so do I turn to the infinite presence whose creative law can do all things. And I accept the influx of all that makes for richer living, because nothing is impossible to God. I believe that nothing is impossible to me through God's power in me. I am daring to believe in the greater good. I am forsaking all that has held me in bondage and uniting myself with faith, with expectation, and with joy. I now live without fear. And I let it be. And so it is. I want to let you know that practitioners are here to pray with you, though I see Faith here, Reverend Faith, who is available to pray with somebody who wants a 1-minute miracle after service. And you can also fill out a green card prayer request if you're here. You can also go online, and we have a pray button. So a group of practitioners will take your prayer, take your desire, and pray for you every day for a week. And you can just keep doing it as long as you like. And there's no limit to how many you can, how many prayer requests you can include in a single week either. And now I would like to welcome Lynn again.
I want to share a song that I wrote about gratitude. This is called Because of You. Round the table we all sat, ideas passed around inside your hat. You said there's a way from here to there, but my uncertainty sat in the chair next to me. Last morning evening star has set. Choices to be made, but haven't yet. There's a shelf to rest your fear. You said, close the door on doubt when it's near. With you, here I am. With you, here I stand. You made this real, and I'm here because of you. Because of you. Trust visits in my sleep. Like the wind, it lifts me into belief. The guides coax me round the bend, and then I see you standing there, my friend. And with you, here I am. With you, here I stand. You made this real, and I'm here because of you. I'm here because of you. Unexpectedly, your gift unwrapped the waiting when you saw in me possibility. Gratitude does a crazy thing. It always makes me cry, so I think I'll sing to all of you who played a part. You brought me here, I hold you in my heart. And with you, here I am with a humble heart. Here I stand. You made this real, and I'm here because of you. I'm here because of you. I'm here with you.
Thank you so much. I could listen to Lynn all day long. Oh, and now it's time for our community greeting. Please turn to your neighbors and you can say, I see God in you, or I see good in you, or anything you want, really, because I know you'll think of something good. And don't forget our sound guy. I see God in you, I see good in you. Okay. I want to tell you a little bit about Reverend Kathleen. She has been a practitioner for almost 20 years and a minister for 15. She was the senior minister in Prescott, Arizona for 11 years before moving back to the East Coast and working for Home Office remotely, where she worked first with new ministers and then with Global Services. As the director, she spent the last 2 years working as a psychotherapist in a residential treatment program with traumatized teenage girls and is now searching for her next great adventure. She is a firm believer in the power of the human spirit to overcome obstacles and has a keen sense of the ridiculous, as human beings tend to be very funny creatures who promise to keep her at work for the foreseeable future. You got job security, girl. Let's welcome Reverend Kathleen.
Stephanie. Oh my goodness. So it's been a while. I have not been in my reverend role for a bit. I have been Miss Kathleen to a bunch of teenage girls who are diagnosed with mental illness and definitely coming through their trauma with as much grace and grit as they could manage. So I have learned a lot about fear and what it can do to a person in the last few years and over the course of my life. So I do want to just give you a few pointers, things you might not have thought of, things you might already know really clearly about what fear means and what it is. First of all, I will say that your body doesn't know the difference between fear and excitement. This is something that we were all told when we first became ministers and had to go out and do our first talk. All of that adrenaline that pumps through you when fear happens or you get into a challenge moment, you can decide, you can make the meaning of that adrenaline as it pumps through you. Oh my gosh, a T-Rex is going to bite me, or I'm about to do something really fun. There are people who jump out of airplanes, not me. There are people who walk through fire. Yes, I've done that physically. There are people who do all sorts of things to push their body into that adrenaline response so that they can have that sense of being fully alive. So what if all the stuff we're afraid of was an invitation from the divine to be as fully alive as we could possibly be while still in a human body? What if that was the truth? Because here's the thing. If you watch the news, if you are in any way connected with what's going on in the world, you might have noticed that there's a lot of reasons on this planet to be scared. There's climate change. There is the widening gap between the haves and the have-nots. There's the economy, and that's global, not just in the US, which is where I am. There is aging. Oh my gosh, there's menopause for some of us. There's all sorts of stuff that's going on that could give us reason to be afraid. What I would like to suggest to you right now is that there's not more reasons to be afraid than there have ever been. It's that we know about more of them. So as we are awakening, your vision statement is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. But that means we have to wake up. You cannot hit the spiritual snooze button on this one, guys. Once that alarm goes off and it's time to wake up, it's time to wake up. And we don't put, like, there should be, the little black box warning label on the bottom of the spiritual path that says, once you're awake, you cannot unsee what you have seen. And yes, it might look scary, but this is the first time humanity has had a 24-hour news cycle. And that's just part of who we are and what we're doing right now. We have come into the world, we have incarnated into this reality, such as it is, however we may define it, for such a time as this, so that we can remember who we really are and be fully present with all of the facts on the ground. Ernest Holmes taught that we look We look that little r reality squarely in the eye before we walk right through it to the truth of who we are. We don't pretend that circumstances, all the isms, racism, sexism, homophobia, and all of the other ageisms that we know are going on, that are part of the circumstances of living on the planet. We look at all of that stuff, not so that we can believe in it, but we can believe beyond it. And that is how we move through fear. But first, we have to be willing and awake to the presence of fear. And so most of you have probably already heard the thing about courage doesn't mean that you're not afraid. It means that you are afraid. And the word courage comes from the French word for heart, cœur. We go into our heart, which is a different type of wisdom than our head. We take our emotions and our cognitive power, we put them together, and that is courage. We are in our heart, we are knowing the truth, and we step forward with that truth. So a few things. I look to a couple different places when I want to learn how to deal with whatever circumstances I'm dealing with on the ground. One, I look to the biological reality. Again, most of you all already know this, but I will just remind you that when your body experiences that surge of adrenaline that can mean fear, it does certain things automatically. The first thing you do is you get out of your mind. You are out of your conscious mind and into the earlier versions of the brain that are more about strong emotions and instinct. That's not a bad thing. It kept our ancestors alive for a long time, and it keeps us alive. It keeps us from walking in front of trains and cars and people, I don't know, T-Rexes, big saber-toothed lions, whatever. But what it does is it takes away our ability to think logically. We go into what used to be called fight or flight. It's actually fight, flight, freeze. Some of us get deer in the headlights, and some of us fawn, which is a new way that we understand many people deal with being in that moment of danger. There's a whole book on it. You can go find it yourself. In order to get out of that part of our brain, we're going to have to do some hacking. We're going to have to do a biohack. What that means is, and this is the same thing that happens when we're extremely angry. So have you ever been told to count to 10 when you're angry? I don't know about you, but I can count to 10 and still be ticked off at the end of it, and still be out of my mind with fear at the end of it. So what I do, because I am not a math person, is I will count backwards from 100 by 7. Because that forces me to actually do the math. I am forcing myself, my consciousness, into the part of brain that is able to think. And once I do that, I brought my brain back online. I've had kids say that they will do the alphabet backwards. It's a good thing to practice too. Just because sometimes we get asked to do that to prove that we're not that we're able to think and that we're truly present with whoever's with us. Sorry, it's a DUI thing. I used to work for the public defender's office, so I know all of the tricks for getting through a stop. If I'm upset, because I don't really drink, and the cop pulls me over and says that my driving was erratic, I know all of the tricks to getting through that stop. You probably didn't need to know that about me. Anyway, so the body doesn't know the difference between fear and excitement, and there are things you can do to get out of that unthinking response. Another place I go is to the greater community. And when I say the greater community, I will look at the mythology that has been used throughout cultures in the present and the past in order to deal with the issues that I'm dealing with. Because, we're in a different world now, but it has echoes of all of the stuff our ancestors dealt with. So some of the stuff that I have found is the idea in Japan. There's something called a baku, which is the dream eater. It's this big, scary monster that is, it's got the trunk of an elephant, the paws of a tiger, and the tail of an ox. And so I don't know about you, but when I was little and I was scared, I would get my parents to check under my bed for monsters. My sister always needed someone to check the closet. So all of us have things that, and our parents, who are essentially the gods of our childhood, we can get them to help us out. In Japan, what they do is when a child wakes up from a nightmare, they teach it to call on the monster itself and say, Baku, come eat my dreams. Come eat my dreams. It eats the nightmares. So you make a friend out of the monster, and it will eat the bad dreams for you. So the first thing we do is we make a friend of fear. We decide it's not scary. It's here to help me for some reason. Ernest Holmes once wrote that when we learn to trust in the universe, we shall be happy, prosperous, and well. This is part of trusting in the universe. If there is something in my universe, it must be there to help me. If there is something in your universe, it must be bringing you a gift of some kind. That is not the same as, everything happens for a reason, and whatever terrible thing is happening to you or has happened to you, you must have created it. That's true with the spiritual sense, but at the human sense, this is not about blaming ourselves when things go badly or things become painful in our lives. This is about saying, I'm going to choose to take ownership of this situation, not so that I can blame myself and beat myself up. How many of you guys went to that? I'm going to claim ownership so that I have power, so that I remember that I have power and agency in this situation. I am going to take the Baku, the dream eater, and make it work for me. So no matter what situation I am in, it is going to work out to my benefit. No matter what anybody else meant for it to do in their own fear or from their own pain, I am going to take this situation and make it work for me. Something you do need to know about me is that I will never ask you to do something I don't do or can't do or haven't done. I quit my job at Hoffman Homes, which is the psychiatric facility, on April 24th because the job no longer fit me and it was no longer a good fit. So I have been out of work for the past 4 months. And that's okay. I am privileged to be in a situation where that is not the end of the world. And it has become my spiritual practice to sit with the voices of the world that say, oh, the economy, oh, the job situation, oh, you're never going to make money again. That's so silly. But it is the voice of my fear. What I can do is use all of the skills that I'm talking about and say, okay, I don't have time to, in the song it said, my uncertainty sat in the chair next to me. That's a beautiful image, Lynn. Thank you so much for that. But if I'm sitting there with uncertainty, what's my best move? In the song, she stands up and she stands in her power and she gets with people who are positive and she starts practicing gratitude for the good. And that is what I have been doing. That is the best. I love it when a song basically does the talk for me. This is the best song ever for the beginning of a talk for me. I love this. We can get up and first of all, we go to the people who we know and who love us, who will speak truth to us. And so I've been calling on my friends and those who are dear to my heart and meeting new people who will support me in knowing that all is well. That there is no spot where God is not. That this too is the divine and I still have agency. And it requires me to be fully present with the fear in order to walk through it. There's even an Ethiopian folktale about a guy by the name of Niobe who he's just scared of everything. He's a little kid. And in his fear, the entire village starts calling him the frightened one. But the divine within him rises up and says, you know what? I don't like that what the world is mirroring back to me is my fear and that I live in my fear. And so what he does is move on to say, I'm going to face down my fear. The entire village is afraid of this thing that they're calling fear. And what he does is start walking toward it. And at first, it's the size of a mountain he's walking toward. And then he gets a little bit closer and it becomes the size of a house. And as he chooses to keep walking, Niobe walks toward it. and ignores the village elders who are trying to call him back and says, it was the size of a house. Now it seems like it's actually smaller. It's just the size of another person. And when he gets to it, it's the size of an ant. And it admits that really the only thing that makes it scary is our belief in it. For those of you who are also Gen Xers and love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, there's a whole episode about this where they get to the end of the episode and they meet the fear demon, and he's the size of a Barbie, and she just stomps on him and squishes him like a bug. So all of our different cultures have the same advice. Look at it, become friends with it. But bring your good friends, the ones who will tell you the truth about you, with you when you do this. So Ernest Holmes talks a lot about the power of what we do, the power of our prayer. What if that fear energy can be used as just the energy that powers our prayer? It looks big and scary, so we get close to it and make friends with it. It's still got energy involved. Ernest Holmes talked about the power of prayer being the technique and the fire. Anyone can learn 5 steps for treatment, or 7 steps if you include affirmations and denials as separate steps. Anyone can learn 5 steps. You use at least 5 steps to get out of bed in the morning and go brush your teeth. So you can learn those 5 steps. Most of you probably already have. The part that Holmes talked about not being something he could really teach, something you have to find in yourself, is the fire. It's the emotion behind our words. It's the energy behind our words that really move prayer into something that is creative. We have to have huge faith in what we are saying, and that faith is not something that just sits there. It is an action verb. It's a doing. It's an activity. It's a workout. I tell you what, it's a workout some days. But we take that energy and we allow it to power our word. It is the energy that goes behind our word to take the stuff of the universe and turn it into our lives. So as we move into making friends with our fear and into choosing to get back into the brain that actually can think and get to know something or someone, we look at the situation. We look at what's really going on in the world. And is it that there's more to be scared of, or that we have a 24-hour news cycle telling us there's more to be scared of? We take a look at how it personally affects us. We take a look at our beliefs about what it means about us, and we assign it a different meaning. This is the essence of science of mind. We choose to think differently about whatever is facing us. So whether what you're facing is a financial issue, a health issue, a relationship issue, what is yours to do is get with a practitioner, your bestest buddy, who will tell you the truth about yourself, whether you want to hear it or not. And it's usually something positive that you're denying about yourself, that you actually do have power here. You get back into the part of your brain that actually functions at the level of conscious thought and not just knee-jerk fear response. And we move into a greater awareness of the possibilities that already live within us, because the divine is living as us right now. I've completely lost track of where it is that I'm supposed to be in my talk right now, but I think I've gotten the essence of it. That when we choose to be in the presence of fear, we can make friends with it. Baku comes and eats that nightmare. And we can actually use it as an ally. It becomes our ally and our friend. You can use that with any strong emotion that is getting in your way in life, but today we're talking about fear. And so I invite you right now to think about, what is it that you're afraid of in your world? Are you afraid of losing someone or something? Are you afraid of what's going on politically, no matter what it is, whether it's local or something that's going on around the world? Is it something that's going on in your finances? Is it something that's going on in your body? Whether it's a diagnosis that someone has shared with you, or a change that is happening due to living in linear time, also known as aging. What is it that you think is currently against you? Let's make friends with it somehow. And spend some time today asking it, how is it that if we were working together, my life would be different? What is it that you can do for me? Because nothing gets to be in the presence or in my life without being for me, because that's how my universe works. What is it you can do for me? If I was willing to be friends with you, what gift would you be offering me? Oh, thing that I have feared. And let's take that into prayer now and use the energy of this community to create a new reality for ourselves. A little R reality that is closer to the capital R reality. So you can close your eyes if you want to. I'm going to, just so I can stop looking at my own face on the computer screen. And in this moment, I take a step back and remember that I am still within the divine. I am still part of a conscious universe, surrounded and indwelt by the energy of life itself, by the power and presence that created me and everything in my universe. Everything that I have ever experienced is part of this divine being that lives as me in the world right now. And so all of things, everything I meet, everything I see, and everything I experience is also the divine. Sometimes in a distressing disguise, but still divine. And what I know is that everybody listening to the sound of my voice right now, if they are part of this universe, they must also be part of the divine universe. And so what I know about me, what I know about the universe, I am knowing about everyone who can hear me right now, whenever the right now happens. And the truth about all of us, the truth about me, the truth about you, the truth about all of us and the divine is that it is all life itself. It is all the very energy of love. It is experienced as peace. It is the perfect love that casts out fear, that turns whatever seemed like an enemy into an ally, into that which came here to be working on our behalf. It is part of the divine conspiracy to bring about heaven here on earth. I celebrate more and more evidence coming into our collective awareness right now that the divine is, and the divine is all there is, and we are moving and living and having our being within God right here and now, within the good right here and now. I call forth more and more evidence as we all awaken to our spiritual magnificence, as we awaken to God as a human being here on this planet. I call it all good. I decide right here and now, I choose to make an ally out of fear and to allow all of that beautiful fire to work for me, through me. And I bless it all and call it good. I bless it all and call it that which, the thing for which I am most grateful right now. And I release this word into the law, which has already swung into action. I know it's already done because I have seen it in my mind, and that must be made manifest. I call it all good and very good. And so it is. Thank you.
Here's an original song called When We Keep Our Eyes on Spirit. Looking forward, we're not what has happened to us. We are floating in a sea of love. Our choices, our words, our voices are that we create, we're never lost. When we keep our eyes on spirit, when we keep our eyes on God, wonders restoring what's been locked up inside is rising up. On this climb we're lifted up, we flow in time. When we keep our eyes on spirit, when we keep our eyes on God. Looking upward, there's more than what's before our eyes. We are swimming in a sea of light. Our vision is keen, our actions are seen. What we choose to do in time illuminates from our mind. When we keep our eyes on spirit, when we keep our eyes on God, wonders restoring what's been locked up inside is rising up. On this climb we're lifted up, we flow in time. When we keep our eyes on spirit, when we keep our eyes on God. Looking above to the vast blue sky, an ocean of light fills our eyes. Looking above to the dark, starry night, we're resting in love of divine light. When we keep our eyes on spirit, when we keep our eyes on God, wonders restoring what's been locked up inside is rising up. There's no steep climb, we're lifted up, we flow in time. When we keep our eyes on spirit, when we keep our eyes on God. When we keep our eyes on spirit, when we keep our eyes on God.
Wow, that was a dynamic duo, Reverend Kathleen Sibley and Lynn. Nice. And thank you so much, Reverend Kathleen. I actually took notes because there was so much in your talk that I really wanted to remember. And I love the way you brought in popular culture, Buffy the Vampire, other cultures, of the folk tales and fairy tales, your personal stories and challenges. And we do want to know about, DUI just for the heck of it. I mean, wouldn't you just like to know how to talk yourself out of it if it ever happened? Because if you could talk yourself out of that, you can talk yourself out of other things too. So I love it, that fear, there's more to be scared of, or does it seem more? Love it all, love it all. It's like, and we love hearing personal things or knowing personal things because that's what makes us so much fun. We're all expressions of the divine, but we are individual, unique expressions, and we have all these things in common, and we have all these differences, and it's great to kind of see all of that with you. So please give Reverend Kathleen Sibley a big hand of applause. Thank you so much. Okay, where were we? Oh, now's the time to welcome new guests. We don't have any new guests today, just old guests. Welcome, old guests. And, and if you're online and you're new, you can fill out a guest, you can't fill out a guest card, but you can go online and there's a thing of, tell us who you are, and you can give us your email, and if you do that, you'll get an amazing newsletter, which should get there on Saturday morning, but somehow, as you may have noticed, sometimes gets there on Saturday afternoon. Okay, this is the time. Oh, and I guess the QR code too is how you can tell us who you are. This is the time in our service for our gifts and offerings. We are a tithing community and rely on the tithes and gifts from our congregation. Please know that your presence, as well as the love, time, talent, and treasure that you bring, is a gift to our community, and we are so grateful. Terry, am I putting you on the spot when I ask who we're contributing to this month?
I think the Arlington County Food Bank.
Okay, because we contribute 6% to the CSL, Centers for Spiritual Living, and then we contribute 4% each month to 3 charities that we pick at the beginning of the year. And so one's international, Jose Andres, one's local, Arlington Food Bank, and then what's the,
Our practitioners in Ukraine.
oh yeah, our practitioners in Ukraine. That's right. So, so there are several ways you can give. You can drop your donation in the basket. You guys all know this. If you're online, you can scan the QR code or visit Celebration Center and click on the Give button. We have a Give button. We have a Pray button. And let me see where I am now. Oh, and you can mail in your gift to Celebration Center. So what I would like to do is read our giving affirmation. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And bless our gifts. Today, we bless everything we have. We bless everyone around us. We bless the events that transpire in our lives, the conditions and situations that surround us. We bless everything that goes out and everything that comes in. We acknowledge an increase of right action in everything we do, say, or think. We bless ourselves and others, for we are all partakers of the same divine nature, all living in the one mind, all animated to the same presence, all sustained by the one power. So we know that our gifts, our monetary gifts, are more than just that. They are bringing extreme blessings to all who are affected by them, to all they come in contact with. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. In joy and in love, our blessing rests on everything. In confidence and in peace, the blessing of God rests upon all of us. We give thanks for this. We give thanks for this awareness. And we let it go. We release it. And so it is. What time is it? You know, I'm going to read, I've read this before. This is a peace prayer. I know there is but one mind, which is the mind of God, in which all people live and move and have their being. I know there is a divine pattern for humanity, and within this pattern there is infinite harmony and peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness. I know that the mind of humankind, being one with the mind of God, shall discover the method, the way, and the means best fitted to permit the flow of divine love between individuals and nations. Thus, harmony, peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness are experienced by all. I know there is a free interchange of ideas, of cultures, of spiritual concepts, of ethics, of educational systems, and scientific discoveries, for all good belongs to all alike. I know that because Divine Mind has created us all, we are bound together in one infinite and perfect unity. I know that all people in all nations will remain individual, but unified for the common purpose of promoting peace, happiness, harmony, and prosperity. I know that deep within each person, the divine pattern of perfect peace is already implanted. I now declare that in each person and in leaders of thought everywhere, this divine pattern moves into action and form, to the end that all nations and all people will live together in peace, harmony, prosperity forever. We are grateful for this vision that we know is real, and so it is, and we release it. And so it is. Okay, I just wanted to put that in there. Oh, and announcements. Okay. Next week, August 24th, a board meeting at 12:15. All are welcome in person and online. And, you know, it's more interesting than you might think, at least for the first half hour. And then the following August 30th, there's a practice. It'll be Lynn in the pop-up, so come for practice at 9:30 and sing at 11. And please RSVP by Friday. Let Lynn know. Because if, you know, it's like, especially now, because maybe people are going away at the end of August. And so Lynn would like to make sure that someone is coming before she gets here early. And she'd also wouldn't come if you didn't tell her, and she doesn't want you to get here and be all alone. And now I'd like Reverend Faith, would you like to come up and talk about what I believe, which they had a session this morning, and tell us a little bit about what it is and where we're going with it.
Okay, we began what I thought would be 1 week of meeting early before the service and going through the I believe statements that Ernest Holmes wrote. And I invited people to write an I believe statement. Instead of his writing, write I believe. And this has come about, where are we, on 8, 9, or 10 meetings now? And so we had a wonderful meeting today, and we all get new insights from each other, which is really great because we're all learning and we're all teaching. And so it's a really beautiful way to start the day. And everyone loves getting up really early and being here on time.
Yes.
I'm getting a lot of feedback on that one. So anyway, our next one is going to be August 30th, and you're all invited to come. It is an in-person thing. I invite you to be here at 9:45, pick up a cup of coffee, and come in and have a little snack, and then we start at 10. So everyone is welcome. Join us.
Thank you.
Oh, and Reverend Kathleen, if you're still there, that was great, and it was good to see you again.
Yeah, so this is, it's kind of cool, because what I believe did start like that is, let's try this, and it just keeps coming by popular demand. And now, we will have our last song from Lynn.
Love is but a song to sing, fears away we die. You can make the mountains ring or make the angels cry. Though the bird is on the wing, you may not know why. Come on, people now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Some may come and some may go, we will surely pass. Time is now and we are here, love will help us last. We are brightly shining sunlight, it's time for us to act. Come on, people now, smile on each other, everybody get together, try to love one another right now. We can hear the song we sing. We all understand. Listen. We hold the key to love and fear, all in our loving hand. Just one key unlocks them both. It's there at our command. Come on, people now, smile on each other. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Come on, people now, smile on each other. Everybody get together, try to love one another right now. Right now, right now.
Okay, I invite you to keep standing for our closing affirmation. Something wonderful is happening in our lives right now.
Something wonderful is happening in our lives right now.
We see it. We know it. We accept it. We give thanks. And so it is. That's it.